a very big congratulations to all of you because just last week, Akam turned 6. The 22nd of February was Akam's 6th birthday. So 6 years since this vision and this roadmap has begun. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So you're welcome. 6 years of little footsteps, first words, muddy hands, curious questions, and countless moments that have shaped not just the children, but also their families. Today, we'll talk about this incredible story. We'll unpack all of this with you and all about the bright future ahead. As you can see, this is a power packed panel filled with some very, very able women. And we've got Ms. Shilpa Reddy here, Samantha Prabhu, Ms. Mukta Khurana. First up, I'd love to actually speak with you, Mukta. You've been an educator for close to 2 decades with a wide and diverse set of experiences. You've shaped and built so many learning environments and experiences. Can you take us back 6 years? Before ACOM was campus, before it had these classrooms, and before all of this physically manifested. What was that concept? What was that idea, the thought, the need, or the deficiency that you thought that could be addressed through the conviction that something can be built for the better?
So I have been into education, as Uzefa just said, for many, many years. But being in education, I realized that education, especially in the early childhood, was not considered as a serious business. And people would think that anyone or everyone can be a teacher, and you can just send your child to a neighborhood school, and the earlier experiences don't really matter. However, we come with the belief that early years is the most important time frame in a child's life. And early years is the time frame when the maximum brain development happens and when the child can become a strong, confident adult. How a tree can withhold the wind or the weather is how strong its roots would be. So there was a need to bring a difference in the space of early years. There was a need to bring good educators to take it seriously and not just feel anyone and everyone can do it. Early years educators require certain skills, which maybe even somebody who's even studied doctorate or an MPhil or master's might even fail to be a good early years educator. So there was a need over here. There was a need to bring a difference in the field of early childhood education. We wanted to bring some innovation in this field altogether, and this is where ACOM was conceived. And I met two beautiful and strong women who were not just beautiful otherwise, but also with their thought process and the way they resonated with my vision. And I think together we got together in conceiving ACOM, and we've been so happy, feel so gratifying that we've been able to reach out to many families, not just here, but all across.
That is really, really great. I was also hoping to maybe explore a little bit about the connect with the Reggio Emilia philosophy that is so central to the ACOM ecosystem and the thought process and belief.
So basically, the thought that children, always need a structure is not true. Children learn the best when they are given unstructured play because that's when creativity flows. If you give the child a lot of objects and let the child explore, create things out of it, then new discoveries also happen from there. So Reggio philosophy talks about making environment as a third teacher because it's very important to stimulate the thinking process altogether. However, we as adults at times kill their creativity by feeding too much information or maybe teaching them through textbooks altogether. So ACOM is a Reggio-inspired school which believes that environment is a third teacher and children are curious learners. We need to create that environment for them to make them ask a lot of questions. And the questions that they ask also becomes a part of the curriculum. Children are curious by nature. And if we kill their curiosity, if we kill their creativity at the early years, they stop thinking for themselves. So there is a famous line that I quote at most of the places is, a creative adult is a child who has survived. And we kill creativity at a very early age, but providing the Reggio philosophy with making the environment as a third teacher, making the children think for themselves, we are able to bring a lot of difference and we are able to create confident, curious, creative learners. And that's where it goes really well with us. And if you see all our schools resonate with this vision, they resonate with this philosophy altogether.
Thank you so much for sharing
Thank
that,
you.
Mukta. Reading that all children are born with so many millions of brain connections or neurons. And the way they connect these neurons, all of them are born with the same amount of neurons, okay? And based on the environment that they are in, the connections happen in a certain way, which sort of helps me understand that so much better because you talked about whether the information is fed or whether they're able to absorb it on their own. And that's actually food for the mind. I'd love to explore with Shilpa a little bit about food for the body, but also helps them to really, really be able to absorb everything that they're doing so well and helps them be nourished in the best possible way. You handle so many endeavors. You know, first of all, she's extremely, extremely active and a busy woman, and also champion a whole lot of issues such as sustainability, health, nutrition, which is key to the Ekam way of life. Um, Also, you know, if I may share a personal anecdote about you, your child also, you know, was going through the early years when you founded Ekam. So, from your perspective, what were these key thoughts and beliefs which made you take this call that Ekam needs to be brought to life? And also your perspective on the nutritional aspect. We'd love to hear from you.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for being such wonderful audience. So about Ekam, I have a very emotional connect, and not many people know that Mukta was my son's class teacher.
Wow.
That's how we met, and that's how we bonded. And I remember resonating on so many things with her when I was actively involved and going to her class, being that parent that would show up and do a storytelling class or come and play with other children. Why I did that? Because I realized if you are an involved parent with the teacher, and if you create a happy, safe, and stimulating environment, there is no way the child will not flourish. All that the child needs is a safe, happy, stimulating atmosphere. And that's what I found when I was in class with Mukta. And I also noticed, of course, my son was going to one of the best schools then, but I used to do a lot of creative work with him at school. I mean, at home. Sorry. Things like one just quick example I'll give you. Like, I would sign up myself for a lot of these online parenting classes. Then I would watch Pinterest and come up with these ideas to make something very creative, because to hold his attention, and he's only child. So I was the sibling, I was the friend, I was the mother, I was the teacher. I wanted to do all of that. So his energies are spent in the most creative way than just leaving them to maids or didis or of that sort.
Right.
One small thing I did with him was, we have these paper rolls, the toilet roll that which ends up with a cardboard roll. So we pasted some peanut butter on top of it,
Okay.
rolled it in grains,
Wow.
and hung it on our trees.
Okay.
And every day we would come and look if the birds were eating those grains.
Uh-huh.
So this is an activity, but at the same time, you're teaching your child caring for another creature, providing for another creature, empathy towards another creature. These are all learning lessons. And when you instill those in the younger years, he or she will
Sorry.
become somebody you really, want your child to become.
Right.
And this I was doing on the side along with sending him to one of the good schools. And many years later, I have realized that if you really stimulate a child and, open up his creativity, children can flourish, really, really flourish. Then you don't have to really worry about if they're reading, if they're being kind, if they're empathetic, if they're, caring. All that you don't need to do, because you're, foundationally, you're engaging them in such activities. And then many years later, Mukta, he passed out of that school. And then Mukta came to me and we were just having this conversation. And somehow it came in the conversation that we should start something like this, a school which really, where kids love to come. If you ask our ACOM students, they love to come to school. There's not a single child cries to come to school.
That's incredible. That is incredible.
I heard one of my parents say they were passing through ACOM in the night after a dinner party, and this little one saw ACOM and said, I want to go to ACOM. 8 in the evening. So that means we are doing something right. A child should want to go to a school where it becomes his happy space because
Absolutely.
he is a curious person, he or she, and they're enjoying something. When
Yep.
a child is learning something, he feels so, he feels validated, gratifying for him also. Sorry, I'm saying him because my son keeps flashing in my mind. Nothing to do with gender.
Absolutely.
Just want to make that clear. And that's how ACOM started, and we put all these together. And sustainability, of course, is also a key philosophy that we follow at ACOM. That is also close to my way of living. So everything fell into place, and that's how ACOM happened for me.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that your entire journey from the perspective and lens of your experience as a mother
Yes.
and how you actually met the lovely ladies on either side, sitting, beside, and how this whole thing happened. I'd love to understand from you, Samantha, what or how rather you see ACOM as a house growing from strength to strength in the early years landscape with so many different ideas for the next phase being worked on. What are your personal passions for ACOM and what's exciting about what's next?
Good evening. I'm so happy to see all of you. I think that this is already so special because this is a different world. Education, meeting young parents. I can see the enthusiasm, to get it right. I can also see the pressure and I can understand. I have no personal anecdotes, obviously, like Shilpa or Mukta. I do not have personal anecdotes. But I know the importance of early education and I know how parents can feel about getting this part right and being responsible for a young one. I know how that pressure might feel. And everything that I have invested in always has a larger impact. And I look for that with each of my investments. And hence ACOM, because early years, I've really understood the importance of early years. I don't think it's about education, but I think it builds personalities, and I would like to be a part of building strong, beautiful personalities who will be responsible for our future. And that was the part about investing in ACOM that attracted me the most, that I get to have a small part in your children's personalities, in their future. And I hope that it's going to be a very strong future. And I know that I'm ably partnered by two amazing women who know exactly what they're doing, who care the most. I think for me, it's always about the care. And I think that these two women care incredibly. I do try to keep up with everything that they dream about. But what attracts me again most to them is the fact that they care deeply. They care deeply for every child. And I'm really happy to see ACOM now growing and the family becoming bigger. What I think with days like these, with ability to me, Mukta and Shilpa, to be able to meet you and connect with you and see the Happy Childhood series, which is the beginning of something truly special. I can see that because very rarely do we get to connect directly with you and hear your thoughts, hear your doubts, your dreams for your children. So I'm very glad that we get to connect with you. And I think that's my biggest takeaway from this evening. So thank you. Thank you for showing up. And thank you for being a part of this Happy Childhood series.
Thank you so much for sharing.
Thought you will
what the
take it
dream-
forward as to how we met and Ekam happened. Meaning how Ekam had come to you. But anyways.
No, you.
So, once I met Mukta and we had this idea about adding value to the society with a school like this where many children would benefit. And like how Sam rightly said, we want to build brighter futures, great personalities, someone with empathy and strong willpower, all of that. I couldn't contain myself. I had to go and talk about this idea to Sam. And once we spoke about it, I saw her her eyes
Light up.
light up.
Wow.
And I don't think she mentioned, but then somehow she felt what I spoke to her took her back to her mom, who was a teacher for early years.
Wow. Wow.
So it is, I don't know why I spoke to her about it, and then she was excited, and then she connected it. And like how she said, Sam doesn't do anything that doesn't add value to the society. So that resonated with me and Mukta as well. So that's how this trinity happened.
Three cheers to the Trinity. Hip hip. Hip hip. Hip hip. No, but
I would also like to add here, though they are not present at Ekam the entire time, but they know entirely what is happening at Ekam, what is our philosophy, vision, and we are all working towards a common purpose altogether. So they are literally the backbone of how we are successful today and how we're going to be spreading in other cities altogether. So it's literally like a baby. It's literally like, a common vision. I mean, it's difficult that three women having a same vision, a same purpose, and how we kind of aligned with each other's thoughts. But I think we're a very, very strong team altogether.
wishing you all more power as you go forth. And while you were actually speaking about that, I'd love to understand a little bit more about what the idea for that vision is to expand far and wide for ACRE. And, in your view, what are some of the opportunities for budding as well as experienced teachers in the ACRE fold? How are we planning to impact the ecosystem in a way to raise capacities in this early years landscape?
Okay, so I would like to mention here is a school can look as beautiful as it can be. The infrastructure, the physical spaces, it can be done by anyone. We just need a good interior designer for that. But the school is run by its true brand ambassadors, who are the teachers, who are the educators. So educators have to be the best. And we are blessed to have one of the best educators working with us. However, there is always, when we are expanding, there's always a need to get more people. And together, not just as ACOM, but as a whole community, we would want to, educate more people to understand the importance of early childhood education. Because, unfortunately, people think if you're teaching higher classes, if you're a professor, if you're, in college, if you're in grade 12, high school, middle school, that's like promotion for you. But if you're in early years, that's demotion for you. But it's not like that. Different skills are required to be an early years educator. And I think we are very happy to announce that we are going to be coming up with an early years academy as well, where we're going to be introducing courses, for various people. It could be educators, it could be parents who would want to come and attend our courses and understand what actually goes in the classrooms and understand the brain development behind it. And we're going to be launching it very soon by the end of 2026. So that's something really good that's coming up.
Woo! In fact, that is a little sneak peek into what's coming in 2026. I'd love for Shilpa to actually take off from what you spoke. Now, it's been 6 long years, right? And already in these 6 years, ACOM has become quite a name in the early learning space to really reckon with. What does it look like at 10 years since its conception? What does, you know, 10 years look like?
It's been 6 years. If you notice, we did not expand until the 6th year because we wanted to create a strong foundation, and we really wanted to inculcate that in our teachers so they know what we are and the ethos of our school. And now, in this 2026, the next academic year, we have one center coming in Chennai, TN Nagar.
Wow.
We have one in Kokapet. Sorry, Kokapet. I'm very bad with the names on that side of the city because we want standards.
Right.
It's not about numbers. It's never been about number game. That's why
Right.
we did not want to expand for the first 6 years. Before selecting a city and whom we are partnering with, we look into every aspect, how passionate they are about education. If they are aligned with our philosophy, only then ACOM will be given to anybody. We want passionate people who also feel the same like how we feel for early years.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing. That's actually a great time and a great moment to recognize and invite on stage two of our leaders here for ACOM Nagol and ACOM Vizag. They're here with us today. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome on stage the wonderful Kavya Reddy and Monica Reddy. They're the leaders for ACOM Vizag and ACOM in Nagol. Please
Thank
give it
you.
up for Miss Kavya
you.
Reddy and Miss Monica Reddy.
Thank you.
Let's hear it for them, everybody. They're at the front lines. They're helming this vision. They are involved in the day to day and responsible to ensure that this vision is actually carried out and every principle, every value, and the day to day are carried out absolutely immaculately. We'd love, welcome, first of all, on
Thank
stage.
you.
Lovely to have you here with us on the panel. And I'd love to, check in with the both of you. You've joined the ACOM journey in the last 4 years, or the last few years, rather. We'd love to know from your perspective, okay, how the early years became like a central idea to your own plans, and why and how ACOM happened to you.
Thank you. And thank you all the parents who are here for us today. So yeah, so our journey, actually, I've been telling all our parents about our journey of starting ACOM over here. So when we started, looking for schools for my daughter, really. So when
Wow.
we really had a struggling time to find one which focused on holistic development. So although we do have quite a few quality schools, but they all are located in west part of the city. So, and when there is no option of relocation, that's when the idea came in. Why don't we do something? Why can't we get the kind of school that we are looking for our child in our area? So that's how it happened. And it's not only about starting just a school. So we wanted an environment that is warm, nurturing, and it could be a place where children could really thrive. And I've been also meeting a lot of people who felt the same. So yeah, and I'm very, very happy and proud that ACOM happened here, and that all three of them trusted us with their vision, and we are able to also put that vision into reality. And I actually feel most of our parents, or rather all of them, are pretty satisfied right now because I keep meeting them. We do a lot of community engagements. It's not like we're just a school, it's rather a community.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you. We'd also love, let's give it up for Miss Monica, please. And we'd love to hear from you as well, Kavya.
So my journey with ACOM started way back in 2020 as a parent, not as a franchise partner. So it was COVID lockdown time, and I attended the virtual classes along with my son. He was hardly 2 years old, and I was also very skeptical, like any of you, thinking, should I even enroll him? Is this the right age? A lot of such questions were on my mind. But then 1 week after enrolling him with the virtual school, the whole perspective changed. He started loving the classes. He started enjoying
he used to eagerly wait, when is the next session beginning? I was loving it too because we were doing so much of bonding together. We were doing the activities together. It was just so wonderful. And we did it for 6 months. The program was for 3 months. We re-enrolled after 3 months again. And it was beautiful. 6 months. The kind of person he became, he picked up new words from the teachers. He picked up behaviors. And that was wonderful to see him bloom in that way. And then I went to a lot of, I know it's in reality, I can't come back to Hyderabad and join him in Ekam. So I started going to a lot of open houses to various schools in Vizag. But nothing gave me the feel of Ekam. That's when I found the necessity of bringing it to my city as well. And in 2023, I approached all three of them, and it was really nice. We had a wonderful conversation. They also found that I could carry it forward. So that's how it happened. And Ekam is the first franchise of Ekam Early Learning Center. The Vizag branch is the first franchise. And it's been 2 years, and we're having a wonderful response.
Congratulations. That's really, really amazing. What is incredible is the both of you as parents also have had this journey, right? And this personal connect. I'd love to understand what as parents, what did you find were these key differences or these USPs, that you felt like, okay, this is the Ekam difference. This is why I believe in what Ekam is doing and what it stands for. And this is why I'd like to actually put my child into this early learning ecosystem and then, inadvertently get involved with it yourself.
Okay. So for me, it is about the child being happy first, and second, the involvement of parents in the education of the child, overall development. Like we call our parents as partners with us. So we
Right.
actually do a lot of things together for the child to have an overall nurturing environment. So that is actually that we feel as a very unique point, which is to Ekam, and also adding to it the Reggio Emilia approach and the visionaries that we are behind it, and that the change that we could bring about with our vision, like the values, the respect, the grit, the empathy that a child could have, and the happy childhood that we could give them. That's what had driven us to get the Ekam vision to our area as well.
Thank you. Let's explore that, the Reggio Emilia philosophy. Let's explore that a little bit. How does that really change things and make it stand out and make it a little different?
So for me, I think it's more than what we teach, it's how we teach. As
Okay.
Ms. Mukta has mentioned, we are not supposed to kill the creativity of the child or stop the child from asking a question. And that's what we do at Ekam. We do not stop the child from asking a question. Let it be a different topic which is going on in the classroom. But if the child is very curious to know about something else which is not a part of the ongoing topic, we still encourage them to talk about it. There is never a no, you cannot talk about this right now. That is not done like how it is there in most of the traditional schools. They follow a timetable, they follow a strict set of sessions that has to be done now. But with Ekam, it's not that way. They're free to explore. The teaching methodology that we use for every child is different. Every child learns in different ways, and their ways of expressing is also quite different. As mentioned, there are 100 languages for children. So we believe in letting them express in all those languages.
Wonderful. You're also slated to explore another center, in the coming year. So wishing you all the very best for that as well. The word Ekam in Sanskrit itself means unity, and in this ecosystem, the child is at the center of the learning, and everything else is a result of that and the environment. What's beautiful that I have observed from this conversation also is that it is so intrinsically connected to your own personal journeys as well. So may this personal journey that you've had continue to fuel the wind beneath the wings of the Ekam ecosystem and continue to impact so many more lives than you have even imagined. Wishing the entire Ekam family that's here together all the very best. Let's please hear it for all the lovely ladies here on the panel. Thank you so much, Mukta, Shilpa, Samantha, Monica, Kavya. It's been really, really, really amazing to have you on board.